This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Well, the good news is it's no longer 31 degrees. The bad news is it's only 38 degrees still this morning.
True. The good news, again, it is Friday.
That's true.
Even better news, we're going to have a good weekend. It's going to be nice and warm.
Well,
by Sunday, we're going to have a great weekend.
Do we still need John for the forecast?
I'm done.
He's got the real deal. He's the official.
Hey, our canary in the coal mine called in this morning.
Betty?
What? Becky in Old Mayaca, our 20-year weather watcher, called in. She's got 33 degrees, so she's above freezing. And if she's above freezing, we're all in good shape. Taking a look across the region right now, 37 degrees, Wauchula, Arcadia, 38, Mayaca, 36. Closer to the coast, 44, Longboat Key, 42, Venice. Sarasota comes in at 39, and Bradenton comes in at 35. Commute forecast this morning, you'll still need the heater, no doubt about it. You'll need to bundle up those kids at the bus stop because it's still pretty chilly out there, but we don't have the winds blowing like we did yesterday. In the evening, though, I think it'll be a much nicer commute home with temperatures in the 60s as we start our warming trend this afternoon. 35 degrees by 7. By 12 noon, we'll probably be at about 56, and then by 3 o'clock, about 63 degrees. So all in all, we are looking at a warm-up that carries us into the weekend. We'll talk about that. We're going to be talking about a cold front approaching our area as well. All that coming up in just about 10 minutes. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, John and Becky. Let's check first alert traffic right now across Manatee County. Not much to report. You'll see little slowdowns there around the downtown area. Checking farther south now into the northern half of Sarasota County. Little blip there at 301 and University. Perhaps it's just a long red light there, I don't know. Bee Ridge Road in the eastbound lane around Lockwood Ridge. Otherwise, South County mostly clear at 6:02 on your Friday morning.
Our top story this half hour, Venice City officials are warning people to boil their water after a big water main break. Yeah,
it happened on Tamiami Trail near Pine Grove Drive. Here's a map for you to see exactly where it happened right there. Let's go live to the scene now. Marla Spence is on the scene with details of the water main break. Marla?
Just a little bit of a glitch there.
Yeah, let's talk about the latest on Capitol Hill, where a shutdown looks more certain by the hour. The House did pass a bill, and now it's passed over to the Senate.
That's right. Senate Democrats are still rallying against the GOP's proposal, saying they won't vote for it until there's protection for the so-called Dreamers. ABC's Gloria Rivera has the latest from Washington.
The yeas are 230, the nays are 197. The motion is adopted.
With less than 24 hours to go, House Republicans managed to pass another short-term fix to avoid a government shutdown. That bill now goes to a deeply divided Senate.
We're trying to keep the government open. I hope the Democrats will come forth and help us.
GOP lawmakers need a significant number of Democrats on board to avoid a filibuster. President Trump placing the onus on them.
Could happen. We'll see what happens. It's up to the Democrats.
On 2 points of serious contention, the House plan offered first extending the Children's Health Insurance Program, known as CHIP, for 6 years. But earlier Thursday, President Trump tweeting, CHIP should be part of a long-term solution, not a 30-day or short-term extension. The White House later saying Trump backs the GOP plan. A second point of contention, DACA, the Dreamers Act. No mention in the House bill.
The president created this mess, though, by essentially rescinding the DACA program and creating this artificial crisis, and they need to work with us to fix it.
Democrats saying any spending deal that does not protect the more than 800,000 undocumented immigrants brought to this country as children is a non-starter.
If there is no deal in place by midnight, the government will start to shut down non-essential operations. Just one example of a real repercussion possible, the military would continue to work, but troop payment could be frozen. Gloria Rivera, ABC News, Washington.
And a Trump administration appointee resigned after past controversial comments have been revealed. Carl Higbee stepped down yesterday as Chief of External Affairs for the Corporation for National and Community Service. Now, CNN found in 2013 and 2014 that Higbee made a series of derogatory statements about African Americans, gays, immigrants, and Muslims on several different radio shows. The former Navy SEAL even went after military veterans, saying those who suffer from severe PTSD have, quote, a weak mind or are lying to get benefits. A spokesperson for the CNCS says Higbee's resignation is effective immediately.
All right, 6:05. Let's go back to Venice now for an update on that water main break. Marla Spence has details from the scene. Marla, take it away.
Thank you, guys. You know, residents in this area who are looking to cook their breakfast or even make a cup of coffee this morning are being asked to boil their water or simply use bottled water this morning for this boil water advisory. Now, the advisory came Wednesday after a main water break in this area of Pine Grove Drive and Tamiami Trail happened here in Venice. Businesses and residents were being told to boil their water for at least 72 hours. Now, according to a Facebook page for the city of Venice, they posted that they hope to rescind the boil water advisory today. In the meantime, people here are just being asked to drink their bottled water or to use boiling water if they need to use their water at all. Now, in order to do that, people are being advised to boil their water for at least 1 minute in order to use that water for it to be safe to drink or even use to cook their food. Reporting live in Venice, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you, Marla.
A follow-up now on the deadly winter storm from the north to the southeast, where at least 15 people have died from the snow and the deep freeze.
Yeah, the roads are slick with ice, and some expressways as far south as Tampa, where the Veterans Expressway was closed due to some so-called black ice yesterday. Many of the car accidents were in the south, where there are far less snow plows and salt trucks. Hundreds of weather delays continue at airports. North Carolina had more than 2,300 car crashes lately. If you're traveling north this weekend, be sure to take it slowly and allow for extra time. Now, despite all this cold weather talk, new numbers are in for last year. Experts say it was one of the warmest on record. NASA says it was the second warmest ever, and NOAA says it was the third warmest. Still pretty hot. The two agencies have been monitoring temperatures around the world since 1880 and say their varying findings come down to the different methods they use to analyze global temperatures. For the latest on this story and other breaking news, go to the App Store and look for WWSB or My Suncoast.
Well, the juice has been loose, but he's not coming to the Sunshine State. According to O.J. Simpson's lawyer, the Football Hall of Famer isn't planning on moving from Las Vegas to Florida anymore. Now, before he was released from prison back in October, Simpson had originally told state parole officials that he was planning on moving to Florida. He does have his son and daughter that actually live up in St. Pete. Now, since his release, Simpson, who was convicted of armed robbery, has been playing lots of golf and has yet to file any paperwork to move to a different state.
A deadly start for a new high-speed train line that links Fort Lauderdale to West Palm Beach. A second person has died of being struck by a Brightline train on that new line. Boynton Beach police say the train struck a bicyclist as he tried to go around the gates to beat the train. It didn't work. This comes less than a week after a woman was killed while the train came on, but she might have taken her own life. Two other deaths occurred on separate Brightline routes in Boca Raton and Deerfield Beach.
And quite possibly one of the strangest stories you're going to hear all week. A Tampa man was arrested for DUI after he reportedly got his drive-thrus mixed up. The manager at a Spring Hill Bank of America called authorities to report a driver after finding Douglas Francisco unconscious behind the wheel in the bank's drive-thru where he'd been napping for a bit. Well, the manager was able to wake Francisco up, and as he did, Francisco asked the bank manager for a burrito, thinking it was actually a Taco Bell drive-thru. Francisco was later found in the parking lot by deputies with oxycodone and Xanax on him, both of which were prescribed to him. Now, the arrest report noted that he, quote, made several statements differing from reality. He was transported to the Hernando County Jail on a $1,000 bond. No word yet on whether or not he got that burrito.
I love that story. Too bad you can't get food at the bank. You can save time on errands.
You could do so many things at one time. A burrito and, you know, your check cashed.
I want to deposit this and get a hot dog, please.
We need to patent that right away.
All right. In Tallahassee, Governor Scott says he supports a ban on texting while driving. The state has some of the nation's deadliest roads, but it is one of the last states to not fully have a ban on texting and driving. The legislature is currently considering a bill to allow police to ticket someone for texting while driving as a primary offense. Here's the difference. Scott said today there are too many accidents where drivers are distracted. Currently, Florida law says texting is a secondary offense.
Governor Scott also says he will not set special elections to replace former state senator Jack Latvala and the late representative Don Hunfeld. Now that means the seats will be left open until this November. This comes after Latvala resigned effective January 15th. That, of course, followed an investigation into allegations of sexual harassment. And then, of course, Hunfeld died of cancer back on December the 24th.
We've listened to the supervisor of elections for both the races, the two races, and their recommendation is we don't have the special elections, so we're not. I'm going to follow their lead.
Now, the two seats which will be on the November ballot are among 6 that are currently vacant in the legislature. Even before Scott's decision, election timelines meant that Hunfeld's House seat and Latvala's Senate seat would be vacant through the ongoing regular legislative session.
The Florida Supreme Court is disbarring a lawyer who told clients that medical marijuana was legal and issued official legal certificate ID cards 2 years before voters actually approved it back in 2016 here. A ruling states some of Ian Christensen's clients were arrested and others lost their jobs due to the bad advice he gave them. Christensen formed Health Law Services before voters approved the plan back in 2016. He would issue ID cards saying a doctor prescribed its use. He also issued grow signs and told clients it was legal for them to grow marijuana.
Well, something that is legal, Northport's first medical cannabis dispensary has officially opened its doors. Surterra Wellness is on Tamiami Trail in Northport. The Tampa-based company has dispensaries all over the state of Florida. They say there is a need here on the Suncoast and found the city of Northport the best place to open up their doors. Now there, patients can browse different types and methods of getting the treatment that they need. Surterra says its aim is to bring together industry leaders from medicine and cannabis research to discover and advance the benefits of cannabis-based products.
This is a place for both people to come gather, learn, exchange information, learn more about what cannabis products can do for them or a loved one, but it is also a location where people can pick up their recommendations from their physicians, their actual cannabis products.
Now, that wellness center will be open daily for patients who do have a valid prescription.
And the city of Sarasota changed zoning this week to head in that direction to allow dispensaries in the city as well.
That's right. Lots of changes. That's what the voters wanted.
That's true. Still ahead, latest First Alert traffic, and we'll tell you about Haitians who are losing temporary protected status here. They're looking for help now from Congress.
We're going to have more on the desperate need of support and assistance for so many in need right here in Florida when we come back.
Our overall experience working with California Closets was phenomenal.
Calm, reassuring.
Through happenstance, we ended up paired with our designer, Jen. She was someone who not only was patient, someone who was professional. She's become extended family.
She had great insight to help direct me towards those things that could make our dreams come true.
We are the Greens, and this is our California Closet story.
Around the neighborhood or around town, you'll feel good and look even better driving your new Fiat. For maximum performance, check out the all-new Fiat Spider. You'll flip over the superior handling and capability. Or follow roads less traveled in the Fiat 500X. So go big or go small. With prices starting as low as $13,999, you're sure to find a Fiat that fits your style during the Start Something New event, going on now at Sunset Fiat of Sarasota.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first.
They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at nationalguard.com.
Everybody can make something. because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Yeah, we've got about another hour, maybe two of cooling, and really most of the temperatures are starting to rise at this hour. So I don't think that most of us are going to see freezing temperatures. There may be one or two pockets in inland areas that briefly just touch the freezing mark. But even Becky in Omayaka, one of our coldest weather watchers usually, is reporting 33 degrees. Now, she may hit the freezing mark over the course of the next hour or two. But this freeze warning that's in effect for inland areas east of the interstate, I don't think causes much concern for most of the residents there. 37 degrees, Wauchula, 38 in Arcadia, 38 in Punta Gorda, 37 in Northport, 36 in Myakka, 37 in Lakewood Ranch, 44 Longboat Key, 35 in Bradenton, 39 Sarasota, 42 in Venice and Inglewood. So temperatures significantly warmer this morning. Carrying it hour by hour through the morning, I think we'll continue to see the temperatures rise. Maybe a few fair weather clouds stream by. High, thin clouds, nothing that's going to produce any rainfall, that's for sure. As we head into the afternoon, clouds go away, sunshine returns, probably full sunshine. It should be a very nice afternoon, warmer than it was 24 hours ago by about 10 degrees. We'll probably hit mid-60s today. That's still below average, and I am calling a first alert weather morning for us because of those cold temperatures that are out there right now. But like I say, the warming trend begins this afternoon, and I don't see anything in the way of inclement weather as we head into tomorrow morning either. Again, maybe a few fair weather clouds as we head into Saturday. These are going to be high, thin, streaming clouds that the sun will still come through, no doubt about that. We'll still see plenty of sunshine around tomorrow. Radar quiet. It's going to be quiet throughout the afternoon. Temperatures rising from the near 40-degree mark up to the low 60s to mid-60s. That's colder than average, no doubt about it. But by the time we hit tomorrow, I think we'll probably see our temperatures returning to just about the average for this time of year. The average is 71. We may not quite make that tomorrow, but remember, an average temperature, an average day is where you're within a degree or two of the average temperature. That's how you get an average temperature. 53 degrees by about 7 o'clock tonight. Should be a lovely evening. Temperatures cool off a little slower as we head into the evening hours because there's going to be some more moisture in the air. Here's why. A big ridge of high pressure sits over the deep south, providing us with fair weather. As it scoots further to the east, we start to see our winds shift more to the east as well, from northeast to east. That's key in providing us with a little bit more of a moisture flow, a moisture plume coming in from the Atlantic. That's going to keep our nighttime temperatures warmer, so that warm-up starting this afternoon carries us right through into the weekend. No freeze tonight, I can guarantee you that. And then the showers that are possible next week will be caused by a cold front that won't pack much of a punch. It'll just bring us that slight chance of showers each and every day for a couple of days. North wind coming in at about 10. Nice day for boating. Forecast calling for a cool day today, but I guess you could say not really cold, 64 degrees with lots of sunshine and a few fair weather clouds. Tomorrow, a few more clouds. Daytime high near 70, about average for this time of year. Nighttime lows in the 50s. That's pretty good. As you get into Sunday, same thing, maybe even a little warmer on Sunday. Front comes through on Monday with slight chances of rain showers. It's going to stall to our south. That's why we're going to put in those minor rain chances each day as moisture begins to return. Back to you guys.
I am so ready for mild weather.
I know it too. I like the words mild instead of freezing cold. All right, let's take a look at your first alert traffic. It is mild traffic out there this morning. Not much to see. A little bit of a slowdown there if you're coming into Sarasota, but not too bad, really. Some slowdowns that you see out there, just the normal ones on Fruitville and University Parkway. And then in South County again, nothing too big to see out there. Just a little bit of a glitch there on 75. But other than that, your traffic is running smooth this morning at 6:20.
Haitians in Miami are begging Congress to allow them to stay beyond next year.
Many pushing for their temporary protected status to be extended. ABC's Michael Putney has all the latest details.
It is time for Congress to act.
Today, immigration defenders spoke out strongly for Haitians who lost TPS and for dreamers who may be sent back even though they grew up as Americans.
Senator Marco Rubio, Senator Bill Nelson, and other members of the Florida delegation, it is time for you to show that you are with us.
Nelson, a Democrat, wants to extend TPS for Haitians and Salvadorans and protect dreamers. Rubio, a Republican, says government can't be shut down over DACA.
We're going to get DACA done. I hope we're going to get DACA done, and we're going to all try very hard.
The president has said he would sign a dreamers bill, but also said he doesn't want immigrants from Africa, El Salvador, and Haiti.
Trump is true to his words. We have to take his statement at face value. He wants to take Haitians out, and Congress has to stop him.
Dreamers and TPS recipients here are making some noise, putting pressure on Congress. FOM, the Haitian Women of Miami, is the leading voice calling for an extension of TPS, temporary protected status for Haitians. It's been 8 years since the earthquake, and some would say it's hardly temporary.
Doesn't temporary mean temporary? Haiti has not been rebuilt.
All right, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. We've got a couple things coming up for you. A suspected serial killer is behind bars in Arizona.
We'll tell you why police believe the man is responsible for at least 9 murders in 3 weeks when we come back.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-738-9812. 800-738-9812.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
WWSB ABC 7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, Visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC 7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com. AND services.com.
We've got some fun for you next half hour. There's a very popular app right now.
Yes, it's the Google Arts and Culture app. And basically you download this app and then you take a selfie with it and then it matches your face with an algorithm to a famous painting that's supposed to look like you. So right now on my Facebook page, I have the results of that. We're going to have them here on the air for you in just a little bit as well.
Yeah.
So wait till you see these things.
Oh.
Possibly John Scalzi's is the best.
When you see Scalzi's, if you're like me, you'll start getting hiccups right away. It's so
That
funny.
is good. It is good stuff.
All right, welcome back. Now we're at 6:25 on a Friday morning, 38 degrees right now on the outside.
All right, changing gears a little bit. A suspected serial killer is behind bars in Arizona after police say the man is responsible for 9 murders in just 3 weeks.
ABC's Kenya Whitworth has details.
In this morning's GMA First Look, an accused serial killer is behind bars in Arizona.
9 deaths, 3 weeks, 9 people shot.
Police initially arrested 35-year-old Cleophas Cooksey Jr. last month, charging him with the December murders of his mother and stepfather. But now he's facing 7 more counts of homicide. Police say the killing spree started after Thanksgiving and chillingly continued for 21 days in this 20-mile area in and around Phoenix. This YouTube video shows the suspect rapping about killing.
Murder in my thoughts.
Do you believe that there's possibly more victims out there?
You know, I do believe that.
Cooksey spent much of his life in prison, 16 years on charges related to robbery and manslaughter. Prior to his December arrest, he had only been out of prison for about a year. And we'll have the latest on this case coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Diane Macedo, ABC News, New York.
Some air fresheners are so overwhelming, they can send you and your family running. Introducing Febreze One for fabric and air. No aerosols, no dyes, no heavy perfumes. It cleans away odors for a pure, light freshness, so you can spray and stay. Febreze One. Breathe happy.
For you, it's always leap over look, now over later, and pause, not even in your vocabulary. So when a cold sore tingle strikes, you act on it. Only Abreva can heal a cold sore in as little as 2.5 days when used at the first sign. It starts to work immediately to block the virus and protect healthy cells. Nothing heals a cold sore faster. And because Abreva acts on it, you can too. Act on it with Abreva.
It's time to take a road trip.
Huntsville is a must-see destination. Is this your stop?
Roger.
Marvel at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center. Wow. Step into the past at Alabama Constitution Village. All aboard! The golf is stellar, and even the food is out of this world in the Rocket City. Alabama has a road trip with your name on it.
Which one you gonna take?
My California Closets designer is a rock star. She was able to design the most beautiful space for me. When I turn the lights on, it's breathtaking. It's just a little slice of organized heaven. The California Closet team was so professional, so reliable. It was seriously a dream come true. My name is Jill, and this is my California Closet story.
Around the neighborhood or around town, you'll feel good and look even better driving your new Fiat. For maximum performance, check out the all-new Fiat Spider. You'll flip over the superior handling and capability. Or follow roads less traveled in the Fiat 500X. So go big or go small. With prices starting as low as $13,999, you're sure to find a Fiat that fits your style during the Start Something New event, going on now at Sunset Fiat of Sarasota.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
Start the year off with big savings during the Start Something New event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Why settle for less when you can shop the Suncoast largest selection? Get KBB's 2017 Best Buy Award overall winner, the Chrysler Pacifica, for just $24,999. Or drive away in a beautiful new Chrysler 300 for as little as $21,999. That's right, save over $9,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Coming up this morning on Good Morning Suncoast, more cold weather, and some residents of Venice are also having to deal with a water main break this morning. We've got a live report for you.
Plus, we'll tell you about a new website helping to shed light on some of the biggest cold cases here on the Suncoast.
And if your car didn't have airbag issues before, it may have now. We're going to have details of additional recalls. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back. It is 6:30 on this Friday morning. I'm Stephanie Webb.
I'm Ray Collins. It is 38 degrees, which sounds like a heat wave compared to 31 yesterday. But still, bundle up out there. Here's John Scalzi with the details. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Yeah, I mean, 38, 39, 40 degrees. That sounds a whole lot better than 25, which some places had yesterday. Most everyone has avoided a freeze this morning, so that's good news. Even though we have a freeze warning up for areas east of the interstate, it hasn't materialized. None of our weather watchers, including the normally cooler Becky in Myakka, has reported freezing temperatures, so that's good. Across the region, 36 degrees. Wauchula, 37 in Arcadia, 36 Myakka. Bradenton at 35, Parrish at 35, Lakewood Ranch 36, Sarasota 39, Venice 41, 42 in Inglewood. So if you were concerned about your plants this morning or your landscape, looks like we may have been okay on this one. By 7 o'clock, temperatures will, well, they should be about 39 actually. Temperatures are beginning to rise. Actually, 12 noon, 56, 53 degrees and warmer by about 3. We'll be talking today in about 10 minutes about a warmer weekend, a cold front next week, and the potential of a little bit of rainfall around here, which I guess we could use. Talk all about that in a few.
Been a while. Yeah, thank you, John. Checking the roads right now. No problem there northbound as you get through Palmetto and head toward Memphis. We'll check on that later on in the half hour. Checking farther south, you'll see a little issue there on Fruitville in the eastbound lane around Beneva. Otherwise, pretty clear. Checking farther south, all good at 6:33 on your Friday morning.
Our top story this half hour, Venice city officials are warning people to boil their water after a water main break.
Let's go now to the island of Venice. It happened at the Pine Grove and South Tamiami area right there on the map. Marla Spence live on the scene with details. Marla, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you, guys. You know, this area right behind me on Pine Grove Drive and South Tamiami Trail is the culprit behind the boil water advisory that many hope will come to an end by today. Now, a water break happened in this area Wednesday, and because of it, people have been asked to boil their water or use bottled water for the past 72 hours. Now, we are currently monitoring the Facebook page for the city of Venice to see when this boil water advisory will come to an end. Once we find out more, or if we find out when that advisory will be coming to an end, hopefully by the end of today, we will keep you all updated with the latest. I'm Marla Spence reporting live in Venice for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you, Marla. From now South Sarasota to Manatee County, unusual rally last night against a local fire chief.
Protesters lined up outside the Cedar Hammock District Board meeting last night, upset with some of the actions between the current fire chief and his employees. Our Adam Cellini was there.
No fire trucks were putting out these fired-up protesters on Thursday night.
The issues are unfair treatment of the firefighters, violations of their rights, which all firefighters in this county, the next county, have.
Jessica Duncan held a sign for her brother-in-law, Lieutenant Nick Herlihy, who she feels was wrongfully terminated by Cedar Hammock Fire District Chief Jeffrey Hoyle.
He is the top of the department. He does not have anybody that can appeal any decisions he makes on disciplinary actions, and he is the problem.
She's not alone. The union representing Cedar Hammock and other Suncoast firefighters is backing a grievance Herlihy has since filed against Chief Hoyle. In a 2016 letter, the union's legal team suggests Herlihy was wrongfully demoted a year before his termination.
If that kind of thing can happen to him, then it can happen to others, and I think all the firefighters need support.
Hoyle was promoted from fire marshal to chief in 2013 after 19 years with Cedar Hammock. His predecessor, Randy Stolze, told fire district commissioners Thursday that current personnel are applying to other departments, and he questioned the current leadership. However, Stolze was cut off after his designated 2 minutes.
And I was just concerned that how a 12-year employee, especially the fire chief who built this fire station and the one down by the airport, couldn't be given an additional minute and 5 seconds.
Chief Hoyle declined comment after the meeting, citing one fire that still needs to be put out, that active grievance between Lieutenant Herlihy and the fire district. Adam Cellini, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
A new website is highlighting cold cases. It features 400 unsolved murders, including 89 in Manatee County alone. The sheriff's office there is one of the 10 law enforcement agencies across the state listing unsolved murders on the Cold Case State website. It's giving people like Jill Mullins hope. Her husband was found dead, tied to an anchor in the Manatee River.
Well, I hope it can help Pat's situation, our families. I think it's a great idea. I don't know who to thank for it, but if it can bring any case to resolution, then it's absolutely worth it.
You can find a link to the Cold Case website on our website, mysuncoast.com.
And a follow-up in Manatee County as a Bradenton man now faces life in prison after being convicted for attempted murder and battery. Mauro Ramirez will now be sentenced for shooting a 21-year-old man in the parking lot of El Paisano restaurant in Bradenton. Now, the victim did survive the shooting. Ramirez faces 25 years to life in prison. A sentencing date has not yet been set.
Happening today, the woman accused of giving people Botox out of her house in Bradenton will be in court today. Diane Denka was arrested performing Botox injections allegedly in her house. Detectives say it's been going on for 6 years. During a search warrant inside that house right there, officers say they found hundreds of medical records, also vials of counterfeit injections as well. She'll be arraigned today, which means she will enter a plea.
And a local dog that triumphantly avoided a death sentence for biting a toddler back in 2015 has allegedly attacked another person. Dr. Paul Gartenberg, the veterinarian owner of Patty the dog, is being sued by a 17-year-old girl and her mother after the black lab allegedly attacked the girl. Now, according to court documents, the dog bit her, causing injury, and had to be pulled off her in that case. According to the lawsuit, Dr. Gartenberg is being sued for $15,000, and they want the dog to be restricted from the Bradenton Pet Clinic. Now, Patty's last court case led to an amended state laws regarding euthanizing dogs that cause injury during an attack.
Well, we don't love this story during breakfast, but Venice city workers are taking action about a growing rat problem. 20 garbage dumpsters in an alley near Venice Avenue have been sealed to stop rats from sneaking in. Before, the dumpsters had an opening in the base to allow for draining, but workers put plugs in those because they fear rats are increasing in numbers thanks to the easy access to the food there.
The rats could actually go up the telephone pole or up the wall, get on the lids, get in the container, and eat.
City staff hopes cutting off the food supply will force the rats away from the downtown area. They'll plug more dumpsters next week, though. For more on this and other stories, get our new app at WWSB or at My Suncoast.
Well, some lucky Suncoast students got an unusual lesson in physics yesterday. The Circus Arts Conservatory put science into action with a larger-than-life demonstration of physics, force, mass, and acceleration. Now, circus, interestingly, it's actually considered to be an art form in itself of movement, skill, coordination. but it can also be a great learning tool. Now, the event is in partnership with area school districts as a part of their academic curriculum. Both Sarasota and Manatee County schools participated in the annual demonstration.
It is almost time for the 4th annual Bradenton Area River Regatta. Organizers announced that they will have the event, the biggest one ever this year. Aside from the racing boats, a 90-foot tall illuminated gondola Ferris wheel will be in place. I got to see that. Also, a number of bands will perform at the regatta. More than 100,000 people took part in the past, generating millions of dollars for the area economy. The River Regatta kicks off on Saturday, February 3rd.
In consumer news now, Wells Fargo is apologizing again, this time for a glitch that drained some customer accounts by double paying their bills online. Now, the banking giant says the processing error that caused the double posting of some items was fixed overnight. Angry customers slammed Wells Fargo on Twitter, saying their accounts became overdrawn in some cases. Now, the company said it would refund any related fees or charges. It's just the latest for Wells Fargo, which is still trying to repair its reputation after a year of scandals.
In other consumer news, U.S. safety regulators are recalling more vehicles now with faulty Takata airbag inflators. The 14 vehicles are from major automakers, including Ford, Nissan, Toyota. You might recall last month Takata recalled 3 million more faulty airbag inflators as it expanded, the largest automotive recall in U.S. history. Check with the local dealer who sells your particular car.
And Amazon has narrowed the list of cities under consideration for its second headquarters down to 20. The Suncoast didn't make the cut, but one Florida city actually did. Amazon, who's now based in Seattle, plans to invest $5 billion in this new headquarters. Could employ as many as 50,000 people in and around the city that it eventually chooses. Now, among the cities that are the finalists are Miami, Atlanta, Philadelphia, Denver, and New York City. That winner is expected to be announced later on this year. Both Manatee and Sarasota counties did submit a bid to Amazon as well.
They probably should have submitted it together, though. I mean, Tampa and St. Pete did.
Yeah, Tampa and St. Pete, they combined resources and did theirs together in that case.
Buffalo and Rochester did.
Yeah, there's quite a few cities that are like, hey, let's team up because, I mean, 50,000 jobs, that benefits the whole area.
But Sarasota Manatee applied separately.
Yes.
Oh, well. We're at 6:41 right now. Up next, your local forecast.
That's right. We've got first alert traffic as well, and we're going to tell you how holiday travel exacerbated that flu epidemic.
We'll have a few healthy travel tips to share when we come back. But first, here's a peek outside our window. Pretty day shaping up right now. We're about 38 degrees. Could see a high of 63 later on. John's complete forecast is next.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you can buy today. And named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Florida Studio Theater presents the 8-time Tony Award winner Once, held over by popular demand. Captivating and breathtaking, Once is an unforgettable story about going for your dreams and the power of music to connect us all. Critics are calling Once engaging and heartwarming, outstanding, and a flawless production. Audiences are calling it phenomenal and better than Broadway. Once must close January 19th. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting FloridaStudioTheater.org.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's 2017 most trusted brand, best overall brand, and lowest 5-year cost to own. And Subaru Forester is an IIHS top safety pick for 12 years running. Now lease the most award-winning small SUV, a new Subaru Forester, for just $219 a month. Or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffy Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
I'm Alan Cohn. A looming government shutdown. Can Congress and the president get their collective acts together? Do DACA kids get to stay or go?
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Well, officially, there's a freeze warning up for areas east of the interstate, including all of Hardee and DeSoto counties. Unofficially, I really don't think we have to worry about this one too terribly much. Close to the coastline, there's no chance of freeze, and inland, temperatures continue to rise and have yet in most locations not even hit the freezing mark yet. So I think it looks pretty good for all of us in terms of our vegetation this morning. 36 degrees in Wauchula, 37 Arcadia, 36 in Myakka, 35 Parrish, 35 Bradenton, 39 in Sarasota, 41 in Venice, 44 in Inglewood, 42 in Inglewood, 44 in Longboat Key, and 37 degrees in Northport. We'll see these temperatures, I think, continue to rise through the morning hours. We've got a little bit of cloud cover that'll swing by from time to time this morning. By about noontime, we have these high, thin clouds, but a mix of sun and clouds today will help boost our temperatures up to warmer than they were yesterday, probably topping out in the mid-60s, which is about 10 degrees below average, but about 10 degrees warmer than yesterday, when yesterday we were 20 degrees below our normal for this time of year. We'll continue that warming trend right in through the afternoon and into the evening. Tomorrow morning, I think, we're certainly not going to see a freeze anywhere across the Suncoast. I can guarantee you that, take it to the bank. But otherwise, our temperatures will also continue to rise till we're close to the 70-degree mark, which is about average for this time of year. A little bit of extra cloud cover perhaps on Saturday evening as an area of low pressure back to the west kind of produces that cloud cover and slings it back in this direction. Not much of a chance of rainfall, though, straight through the weekend. Titan radar locally, quiet as a nice summer night should be, or a nice winter night should be, right? We're looking at some pretty clear skies out there, and as we head into the afternoon period, we'll probably be up into the mid-60s by about 3. That's colder than average, as I mentioned, but still, there'll be enough humidity in the air that when we get into the evening hours, our temperatures are going to fall off much slower. So as we head into the evening, if you're going to be out and about, maybe taking a walk on the beach, maybe strolling downtown, it should be fine. We'll look for perhaps a little bit of sweater weather, and perhaps you might choose to dine indoors instead of al fresco, or maybe not, depending on your tastes and likes. Otherwise, we do have a first alert weather day up for this morning because of these cooler temperatures out there. You factor in the winds, which are light but still in existence, and you're talking about feels like in the mid-30s. So bundle those kids up at the bus stop today. Layer them because you'll be able to get rid of a lot of that clothing and jackets, scarves, and such as you head into the afternoon. North wind coming in at about 5 to 10, 2-foot seas, moderate chop, and the forecast looks like this. We'll have today daytime highs topping out around 64, cool but not cold. Tomorrow, I think it'll be just very pleasant. 70 degrees, our daytime high. Sunday, even warmer, coming in at 73. We'll have nighttime lows that'll certainly not even get close to freezing. So if you did cover your plants, I think after we get into the afternoon, you can just go ahead and take those coverings off. And then as we head into next week, we'll be watching a cold front approach. That cold front will kind of stall out down to the south and move north and south for a couple of days in a very weak fashion. It won't really cool us off all that much, but it will give us that chance of small rain chances each and every day. Hopefully we will pick up some rainfall. We could use it. Back to you guys.
John, in your first alert traffic, things are definitely starting to pick up and get a little bit more congested out there. As you can see, you've got a lot more going on the roads. You've got some slowdowns on 301 as well as State Road 70 as well. Things are starting to get a little bit busy as everyone's leaving for work and school right now. In North Sarasota County, again, you've got those usual buildup on Fruitville Road as well as University Parkway, and starting to see some congestion on 41 as you go by Siesta Key there. And then in South County, those roads are looking pretty good. You have our usual typical buildup on 41 if you're heading toward Port Charlotte or Punta Gorda this morning. It is 6:48, and that is your first alert traffic. In this hour's Health Smart, the CDC says holiday travel is what ignited that flu epidemic, with airplane passengers touching their armrests and their shades and their air nozzles and every other thing.
Yeah, I got sick flying over the holidays.
Yes,
I recall that.
It happens.
Well, this will make you not want to fly again. Those germs can last on hard surfaces up to 24 hours. That tray table, new study, that tray table, they say, is 12 times, has more, again, it's 12 times more bacteria than a toilet seat.
That is so gross. And we eat on that.
The tray table.
So gross.
So how do you stay healthy? Get a window seat. That's one way. Use nasal spray. Turn the air on overhead. Don't be afraid to wipe down everything around your seat. And for everyone, it's always not too late to get that flu shot as well.
All right, and as you work towards your health and fitness goals for the new year, you might be struggling to keep your step goals for the day. You know, walking, obviously, it's a great way to boost that heart rate. So to get you moving more, here there are a few simple tips that experts recommend. Park in the space furthest from the door in every parking lot. Take the stairs instead of the escalator, and then try to take like maybe 10 minutes during your lunch hour at work just to go for a brisk walk. You can even walk around the building. Just those few steps may not seem like a lot, but they do make a big difference, and they go a long way towards getting in that recommended 10,000 steps per day.
It's always so silly how hard I try to get a close space at the health club.
Right, I noticed the irony there. It's like I want a really close space for when I come back out of the gym.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We're going to have some fun coming up, aren't we?
Yes, we are, because we tried out the Google Arts and Culture app, where it matches your face to a famous painting. We'll show you how close they get.
It is hysterical. We'll update the day's top news headlines as well, and a waddling surprise for researchers.
When a penguin popped up out of nowhere. It's right after this.
Look at this pretty sunrise, though, outside the U.S. Capitol behind there. What is that building behind it, though? I'm not sure.
What is that? It's beautiful, though.
Big vote in the Senate today on extending the government. That's all. More on that on Good Morning America.
My name is Stephen Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been injured or arrested, I know this feels like the end of the road, but really it's the beginning of a long, potentially stressful process. So give us a call. Let us give you some peace of mind.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
Start the year off with big savings during the Start Something New event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Shop the area's largest selection of new Ram trucks, and for a limited time, you can take your new Ram 1500 home for as little as $19,999. Or go big and step up to a new Ram Crew Cab and save up to $13,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
It doesn't take a scientist to cure hunger or a fancy economist to create safe housing. It takes imagination, creativity, sweat equity. And I think of kids going to school hungry. Hunger, homelessness. In this land of plenty, seriously? Come on, we could fix this. Help out, or don't. The choice is yours.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration. Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
That does not look like me.
It totally does in the eyes. Look at the eyes.
No.
Well, if you've ever wondered what your photo might look like as a piece of fine art in a museum, you can do this. We tried out the Google Arts and Culture app. You download the app, take a selfie, and then it matches your photo with a famous painting.
Hey.
I love it. This is my favorite. She's so stinking cute. I love our Marla.
Here comes my favorite.
Here's John Scalzi.
Who is that person?
John, you just need that fancy goatee and a doily, and you are totally that guy right there.
I was telling Ray I look like Sir Toby Belch.
Shakespeare character. I love the outfit, though, John.
I love that. Well, you, of course, can find that. All you have to do is download the Google Arts and Culture app. It's like the most trending app this week that's going on. So
here are the headlines. Another day of chilly weather on the Suncoast. Temperatures should rebound, though, into the 70s by Sunday.
All right, plus happening today, the woman accused of giving people Botox out of her Bradenton home is going to be in court. Diane Danka was arrested performing these Botox injections, among other services, without having a license.
Governor Scott says he'd support a full ban on texting and driving. Right now, there is a bill pending in Tallahassee. John?
I think we've avoided freezing here on the Suncoast this morning. That's good news. Still chilly out there. It's a first alert weather morning because of the cold temperatures, I should say, in the 30s and low 40s out there. We'll have updates, of course, on the weekend weather with Bob at 5 and on our Facebook pages and on ABC7's website, mysuncoast.com.
Here's some great video. Watch this. Hey.
Nice.
A team of researchers in the Antarctic got an unexpected visitor when a friendly penguin jumped aboard the boat. I hope we show that again now.
Right, so cute.
There he goes.
See you guys.
The interested penguin took a look around and then was on his way. Let's see. There he comes again.
Such great.
Very friendly.
I love this. I love this. All right, stick around because Good Morning America is coming up straight ahead. We're going to leave you, though. Look at this beautiful shot.